In the fight game, there are warriors, there are champions, and then there is Jon Jones, a name that echoes like a warning in locker rooms across the world. For some, he is the greatest fighter to ever live. For others, he is the most terrifying opponent they could imagine. To face him is to walk willingly into a storm that very few have survived. Look closely at the eyes of his opponents as they enter the octagon. They've trained for months, sometimes years. But as the cage door slams shut, they realize they are locked in with a man who has defeated legends, broken champions, and rewritten the limits of combat. Jon Jones arrived in the UFC like a storm out of nowhere. Young, hungry, unpredictable. Within a few short years, he wasn't just winning. He was dismantling the very icons who built the sport. Shogun Rua, Lyoto Machida, Rampage Jackson, Rashad Evans. One by one, they fell. Each fight didn't just build his record, it built his aura, an aura of invincibility. What makes Jon Jones so terrifying? It's not just his reach advantage. It's not just his wrestling background. It's the way he fuses every weapon into one. Elbows that slice like blades. Kicks to the knees that cripple movement. Spinning attacks launched without warning. And on the ground, his control is suffocating. He doesn't just beat opponents, he erases their confidence. Listen to the men who have stood across from him. Some speak of confusion of never finding their rhythm. Others admit to fear, not of being knocked out, but of being broken slowly, piece by piece. One wrong move, one tiny mistake, and Jones turns it into a nightmare. The true horror of facing Jon Jones isn't always physical. It's psychological. Opponents walk into the cage knowing that he has studied every weakness, every habit, every flaw. And when the fight begins, he exploits them all. Every jab feels like a test. Every feint feels like a trap. And slowly, the will to fight begins to fade. Watch the moments burned into history. Machida, choked unconscious. Shogun, battered until the belt was torn from him. Daniel Cormier, his greatest rival, head kicked into silence. These are not just wins. They are statements, reminders of the cost of standing against Jon Jones. Imagine the night before fighting Jon Jones. Lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, knowing tomorrow you face a man who has never truly been beaten. Even legends who spent their lives fighting admit to sleepless nights before Jones, because deep down they know no one has ever solved him. Jon Jones is not without flaws. Outside the cage, his career has been scarred by chaos, controversies, suspensions, and personal demons. And yet, when the lights come on, when the octagon door closes, he remains untouchable. Even at his lowest, he is still a nightmare for anyone who dares to face him. Years passed, weight divisions shifted, and still, fighters waited and feared. When Jones returned as a heavyweight, the question echoed once again: has anyone finally found a way to beat him? The answer was as brutal as it was familiar. Number, not yet. Not ever, maybe. The terrifying reality of facing Jon Jones is not just defeat. It's knowing you are stepping into history as another name on his list. It's realizing you aren't just fighting a man. You are fighting a myth, a legend, and the fear that comes with facing greatness. Jon Jones isn't just the opponent. He is the test that almost no one passes.